right, so x and y intercepts. The first thing that you want to do when you're finding x and y intercepts is turn the equation into standard form. So standard form is ax plus by equals c, where a and b are just coefficients. So they're just numbers, okay? And then you have your x and your y, and then the c is your constant. So that's your constant, which is just a fancy way of saying the number without a variable, a number without a letter. Okay, so you should have x, y equals a number, essentially. And then you can start breaking it up. Once you have that, you are then going to break it up into two equations, and then you will just solve independently. So let's go ahead and start over here. So this is 2x plus 5y equals 10. It's already in standard form because it's ax plus by equals c. So I can go ahead and split it up, and I can just make this 2x equals 10, and then 5y equals 10, okay? I just took the x equals 10, the y equals 10. Okay, so then on the left side, I divide both sides by 2, x equals 5. Now let me make this clear. X equals 5 is not your x-intercept. Your x-intercept is a specific point. So it needs to be an ordered pair, okay? So the x value is 5, there is no y value. For my y, I divide by 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Remember, it has to be a point. So my y value is 2. I have no x value. If I were going to make like a little coordinate plane real quick, and you will become masters of drawing these by the end of the year, or you can invest in paper. What is it called? Grid paper. All right, so my x is 5, 0. So I would go on the x-axis. Remember, this is your x-axis, okay? And I would go over to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's my x-intercept at 5, 0. And my y-intercept, this is my y-axis, and we go up 2. And that's the point 0, 2. So those are my 2 points, my x and my y-intercept. Once again, this is already an ax plus by equals c, so I can go ahead and break it up. This is 8x equals 4, and then remember, always take the sign in front. Negative y equals 4. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by 8. 4 divided by 8 is 1/2, so that point is 1/2, 0, because that's the x value. Over here, put your 1, you divide both sides by -1, y equals -4. That's the point 0, -4. Okay? If I were to go ahead and graph those, okay, my x-intercept is at 1/2, so on the x-axis, I go over to positive 1/2, so that's 1/2, 0. My y-intercept is -4, so I have to go down 4 on the y-axis to here. And there we go. Next one. All right, x equals 5. So you're thinking to yourself, well, how do I put that into standard? There is no y, so technically you could write this as ax plus by equals c, and then my x is just x, and then I have no by, so 0y, and that equals 5. But it's really not even worth it. All you need to know is it's already solved for you. So my x equals 5, my x value is 5, that's my x-intercept right there. X-intercept equals 5, 0. There's no y to be heard of. So your y-intercept is not 0, ladies and gentlemen. There is no y-intercept. It will never intersect the y-axis. And this is what it would look like. We're going to be talking about lines and all that good stuff later. But you really need to think about Hoy-Vux. Okay, we're going to be talking about the O and the U here a bit later. But H stands for horizontal, and that goes with Y, the Y-axis. V stands with vertical, and that goes with the X-axis. So this is an X equals equation. So I'm going to have a X equals, so it's a vertical line. Just in case you forgot what vertical means, remember LeBron James has like a crazy vertical. That means he can jump really, really high, which means it's up and down. So vertical is up and down. So if I'm, once again, I'm thinking about X equals 5, my X-intercept is on the X-axis at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then once again, it's vertical, up and down. So as you can see, it's never going to cross the y-intercept because it's parallel to that y-axis. So that's why there is no y-intercept. If you were to say the y-intercept is 0, that's wrong because the 0 is there. That's a specific point. Okay, that's wrong. There is no y-intercept. All right, so this is one where I need to convert it into standard, which is ax plus by equals c. So I pretty much just need to move over that x. So I need to subtract 3x to both sides. So I have a negative 3x plus y equals negative 12. Really, you just have to be careful that you keep your signs, okay? Now I can break it up. This is negative 3x equals negative 12, and y equals negative 12. Over here, boom, awesome. This one's already solved for me. There's my y-intercept. Over here, I need to divide both sides by negative 3. A negative and a negative is a positive. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So that would be 4, 0. Okay? So then if I were to go ahead and graph this one, I would say my y or my x is at positive 4, which is about there. And my y is at negative 12, which is down here. All right, once again, I need to put this into ax plus by equals c. The more times you write it, the easier. So I need to subtract 3/4 x on both sides, giving me negative 3/4 x plus y equals negative 3. Go ahead and break it up. Negative 3/4 x equals negative 3, and y equals negative 3. So this is 0, negative 3. And then over here, I need to multiply both sides by negative 4/3. Those would cancel, giving me x equals a negative and a negative is a positive. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So my x-intercept, I feel like we've had a lot of x-intercepts of 4. That's just coincidence, I promise you. If we were to go ahead and graph it, my y-intercept, or my x-intercept is at a positive 4. And my y-intercept is at a negative 3. And last one. All right, so y equals negative 7. So once again, I know it's already solved for me. So my y-intercept is just 0, negative 7. I don't have an x value. There's my y value. This time, if you're thinking about hoi vux, I want to take this part. Oops. What am I doing? I want to take this part because it's a y equals equation. So if it's a y equals equation, it's going to be horizontal. Okay, so it's going to be horizontal, which means side to side, right? You look at the horizon over the beach. So if it's horizontal, I almost said horizontal. I don't know. Okay. So my y is at negative 7. So here's my y-axis. I go down to negative 7. Horizontal is side to side, which is this, which means, look, it's parallel to the x-axis, which means it will never intersect the x-axis, which means there is no x-intercept. Okay? I don't think I have any more. Nope. All right, so that's the end of your notes.